Now I have a legal counsel and a compliance officer, 𝗙𝗢𝗟, who actually will share with us maybe on how AI has helped you in its two roles.
Right. Thanks, Alvin. It's good to be here. So I'm the head of legal and consulting in Straits Legal Counsel. I handle all of the legal matters within Straits. I also head the consulting team. And in addition, I'm also the assistant DPO. So there is a lot, obviously, other than all of the legal work within Straits. There is also a lot of a compliance work that I need to look into together with our DPO. And that involves looking into various aspects of data protection within Straits. And especially, as you know, we are a DPTM certified organization. So the data protection requirements in Straits is a lot more stringent, especially since we are coming up for recertification again. So we really have to ensure that all our data protection efforts are top-notch.
So 𝗙𝗢𝗟, as a lawyer and a legal counsel, what are the challenges and how has AI helped you in your work?
Obviously, as a lawyer, one of the things that we have to look at frequently, and is the mainstay of the job, is contracts. So on a day-to-day basis, I get many, many requests to look at contracts, review contracts, draft contracts, and so on. And it takes up a substantial amount of my time. With generative AI, I find that I've been able to allow the generative AI chatbot to have a first review of the contract. Thereafter, I would review or look at the output, and that allows me to speed up my work because I already have a pair of eyes to do an initial run-through of the contract before I come in to have a second look and to do a thorough review.
So 𝗙𝗢𝗟, maybe you can show me what does it look like in your job where you're deploying AI assistants in your work?
Yep. Okay. So there are a couple of areas where AI assistants have been tremendously useful. So legal and compliance risk, contract and compliance policies, in the areas of risk management and mitigation, and regulation resources and updates. So perhaps I could go into one of the examples, which is contract and compliance policies when we talk about the review of contracts. And here we have an AI assistant, which is a contract review assistant, that allows a legal counsel to put in a contract, and the contract assistant will conduct a review and give you a first cut with suggestions on how you can improve the contract according to requirements that you set when you launch the AI assistant. What we'll be showing today is an NDA. Over here, we can put in the name of the counterparty. So perhaps I'll just put in the name ABC Private Limited. And then I'll indicate this as Singapore, the applicable law. The context, I would say perhaps a theoretical IT company is going to be engaged by another organization, and the second organization has given the IT company a NDA to sign. And this could, you could be in the shoes of the legal counsel for that IT company, for example, who is now having to review this NDA. So perhaps I could put that in now. And the next part here, you tell the AI assistant what help do you need with regards to the contract that you put in. So what I'll indicate here is I will indicate that I will want it to review, as well as to give recommendations or suggestions on how this contract could be improved or worded more favorably for my company. So here I've indicated that the help I need is for the AI assistant to review the contract and to suggest to me as the legal counsel which clauses can be improved or made more favorable for my company. So I'll go ahead and launch the AI assistant. So here we see the AI assistant running. This is the introduction. So it gives you a greeting, and then it starts by asking you to put in the text of the agreement that you require a review. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the text of the NDA that I needed to review. So once I'm done, I will tell it I am done. So then it moves on to the next section where it confirms my instructions to me. So it confirms that the context of the agreement is a company providing IT services has been asked to sign an NDA, and the requirements are that the AI assistant should review the contract and suggest which clauses can be improved or made more favorable for the company. So then I'm happy to go on to the next step. So in this third step, the AI assistant gives me a very quick overview of the contract that I've put in. In this case, it's an NDA. Gives me a little bit of information about what the NDA is, and the AI assistant then informs me that these are the areas that it will assist me with, plus a quick snapshot of what are the relevant clauses it will go into. So then I will indicate proceed. So this is the part that you see where the AI assistant dives into an analysis of the contract. So it goes on a clause-by-clause basis, and it provides an analysis of the clause, and then it suggests to you what are the amendments that you can put in or you may want to think about making in order to improve the contract according to your requirements. And the requirements that I indicated earlier is to give me suggestions for this contract to be worded more favorably for me as the vendor. So you can see here, it is giving suggestions on what to do. So it asks me for a prompt on the next set of clauses. So I'll go ahead and do that.
So how long does it take for you to normally do this manually yourself? And what has been the challenge and what is the savings coming from this?
So normally when it comes to the review of contracts, depending on the length of the contract, the technicalities involved, it could take me anywhere from perhaps 30 minutes to maybe even up to 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and so on. With the contract review assistant, what I do is I will load up the contract into the review assistant. I allow it to do a first run to give me suggestions on areas that I need help with, or perhaps I need some analysis on, that perhaps translates to a savings of maybe 2 hours, 3 hours on average per week when I'm reviewing contracts.
Well, that's very significant for just this one part of your function. As you mentioned earlier on, you have quite a number of functions within your job role, right? And this, you mentioned you have, these are different assistants for your role?
Yes, so that's right. So these are different AI assistants that help me in my role, not just as a legal counsel, but in terms of assistant DPO, who plays more of a compliance function within the organization. So perhaps I can just show you another tool or another AI assistant that we have developed that helps both in terms of the legal work as well as the DPO work, which is a data breach case summarizer. So as legal counsels, and of course as somebody assisting with the DPO work within the organization, what we need to do is we need to keep up to date with cases, data breach cases that come out from the PDPC, so that we learn, we make sure that we learn what are the new rulings that come out, and of course new threats that may emerge, and what was the Commission's approach when there are such breaches, and so on. Having to read cases on top of all the other work that we do can be pretty time consuming. So what we have developed here is a case summarizer. So what this allows us to do is we just allows us to take a case from the PDPC and pretty much put it into the AI assistant tool here, and it produces a very good summary of all the important points, as well as it points out all the risks and possible controls that can be put in place. So that portion helps not just with the legal side of things, but also as a data protection officer looking to ensure that sufficient controls are put in place for his organization.
Okay, so just now you're mentioning there's this case summarizer. So why are you doing this step? What is this step?
Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I've gone onto the PDPC's website, and this is the segment of the website that contains all the decisions released by the PDPC, and I have selected a particular case. And what I'll do now is I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of this case, after which I'm going to put it back into the AI assistant over here like so. So the way we have organized this AI assistant is that it allows us to do two functions at once. This becomes a very useful tool because in doing one step, you achieve two outcomes. So not only does your legal compliance officer, not only is he able to get a useful case summary, but at the same time, he's able to convert that case summary then into another output that he can use to sustain the data protection practices within the organization. So over here, we have put in an option where the legal counsel or data protection officer would be able to choose what is the desired output after the case summary is created. So over here, we're going to go ahead and select email, and we're going to run the case summarizer. Here again is an introduction to the case summarizer. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay. So here it gives you in various different headings a summary of the case. So it gives you the name of the case, it gives you the case number, it gives you the brief facts of the case, types of personal data that was breached, the PDPC's findings, the PDPA obligations that were breached, what were the regulator's decision, lessons learned, and of course the risks and recommended controls. So this in itself is already useful to the legal counsel and the DPO because he is now kept aware and kept up to date of the latest case that has come out. But we go on then to the further step of now requesting the AI assistant to convert it into something that can be useful for the DPO and the legal counsel to sustain data protection efforts within the organization. So over here, we've converted the case summary into an email. And for organizations, especially that have obtained trust mark, one of the most important things that they need to do is they need to provide evidence that they are actively sustaining their data protection efforts within the organization. So having something like this, having an AI assistant like this, where it is a very straightforward method to take a case, to put it into the tool, and then it generates a summary, and then it generates a email, which then becomes part of your evidence that you are sustaining your data protection efforts within your organization, provides a lot of value. So here you can see that the email has already been generated. So this is a simple email that can just be taken and it can be immediately put across to all of the staff to just give them a quick reminder that these are things that have happened in this particular case, and these are steps that you should ensure that you take in order to avoid such breaches happening in your own organization. So basically, we have killed two birds with one stone with this particular AI assistant.
Excellent.
Become an AI business professional with the help of Capabara Suite. Go to www.𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗙 to find out more.
For inquiries, reach out to sale@𝗙𝗪𝗡𝒠𝒐𝑡𝒠𝗢𝗍𝒂.